Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Remy, and I'll be your host. And as someone who does product marketing for social logics and reputation logics, you probably won't be too surprised to hear that I am somewhat of a social media junkie and tech geek. So I'm pretty excited to be here today. I get to tell you all about Pinterest, Instagram, and Facebook. We are going to talk all about social, mobile, and the age of images. This is a really hot topic, and we just launched a couple new products in social logics all about Pinterest and Instagram and how they integrate with Facebook. And I'm going to give you an overview of the Pinterest platform in case you haven't used it yet. Same thing for Instagram, and then we'll see just how you can tie those platforms together with Facebook. In case you haven't noticed, everything today seems to be about images. 70% of Facebook activity revolves around images, and of course Instagram and Pinterest revolve around nothing but images. 300 million are uploaded to Facebook every day. That's a staggering figure. 20% of all photos are taken from camera phones. 1 billion images have been uploaded to Instagram. Okay, we have tens of millions of people using these new platforms, and they practically sprung up overnight. 800 million have been added to Pinterest, and they've got 100 million users combined, and that's all in a very short period of time. So, what's your image strategy? What's it going to be? Because you definitely need one. Today we're going to give you a few ideas for how you can leverage images for your dealership. Now we are, of course, as I mentioned, going to get deep into Instagram and Pinterest and Facebook a bit, but it's really important to meet consumers where they're at, to connect with them anywhere and be social media flexible. So if you have a customer who loves Pinterest but doesn't know a whole lot about Instagram, then obviously don't push Instagram on them too much. Or maybe you have someone who really doesn't know a whole lot about Pinterest or Instagram, but they love Facebook. And guess what? Facebook now has a dedicated camera app, so it's really easy to take a pic and upload it right there to Facebook. So figure out what gets your customers excited and try to get them to take pictures in your dealership with that smartphone app. So the rise of Pinterest has been meteoric. It's the third most popular social network. It drives a ton of traffic to websites. I mean, just imagine more than LinkedIn, Google Plus, and YouTube combined. And that's because of this pinning technology that they've developed, which we'll discuss in just a second. Below there we've got a Pinterest page for Norm Reeves Honda. That's a Digital Airstrike customer, and we will get deeper into that one in just a moment. But looking at that growth curve on the right, we've never seen anything quite like that. How do you use it? Well, what makes Pinterest really unique and different from other social networks is this pin it button. You drag it to your bookmarks bar, and boom, you can pin anything anywhere on the web if it has a unique URL. So that's the reason that there are so many images on Pinterest and they got uploaded so fast. So you can pin things, you can add image URLs to Pinterest.com by copying them in, you can repin images discovered on Pinterest, and of course you can also upload them directly via your PC or via your smartphone app, and with new apps that were recently launched, that's easier than ever before. So before we saw a Pinterest page for Norm Reeves Honda, and now we're going to look at an actual board, because within each page you've got multiple boards. You can have as many boards as you want. You want to have at least 4 to build out the page, otherwise you're going to have a gaping hole. Boards are really cool from a web technology standpoint. You start by creating the board title. Honda's on our Los Angeles lot, and the board title becomes both a unique URL and a page title, and they both get crawled by Google or another search engine and indexed. That means that they're completely searchable and they can show up in all kinds of different searches. You've also got the board description, and like with the title, this gets crawled, and you've got all kinds of opportunities to get critical metadata in here. By metadata, I mean words like Norm Reeves Honda, or your dealership's name, city and state, Los Angeles, California, the brand of your vehicle, and the make and model are all really important metadata you want to get in here. We are seeing Pinterest boards and occasionally individual pins and images showing up in search, and it typically happens for long tail keyword searches. So an example would be Honda Odyssey, Los Angeles, California. Now that you've got your perfect Pinterest page and board, what are you going to do? Well, don't just walk away. Now it's time to engage. It's a social network, just like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google+. You have to get on there and connect with people who are using it. Otherwise, you're not going to have much ROI at all. If you want people to follow you and to like your stuff and to comment on your stuff and to repin it, you've got to be on there. So pin images, repin images, ask questions, leave comments. Repinning is like retweeting. And if you follow Pinterest users, they're going to follow you back. And if you don't follow anyone, well, you'll get some people following you, but you won't get that many. So go ahead and engage. And there is actually an activity board that shows how you're engaging. And a lot of Pinterest users are going to go straight to your activity board. It's kind of like your Facebook wall. It's the easiest way for a Pinterest user to see what exactly you're up to and if they might want to follow you and repin some of your stuff. Now we're going to move on to Instagram, another amazing social network. And of course, Instagram is an app. It's just an app. It's a robust camera phone app that is also an entire social network in and of itself. This is brand new with Instagram, and I think this is really, really cool. You already know I'm a geek, but hopefully you'll think this is at least somewhat cool as well. Every picture that you take with Instagram has always been geotagged, and that's powered by Foursquare, but now they all get put onto a map, photo maps. This makes it really easy for any consumer to see where your dealership is. So you could have someone who's using Instagram a lot, and there are lots of people who are just snapping Instagram pics all the time. Some people take too many, but a lot of people are taking just the right amount. And you can be sure they're going to take pictures of cars, especially if they get a new car or if they're car shopping or they see a cool car. So everything goes up on this map. Anyone can see anyone else's map, so that's publicly available information. If you're following someone, you can see all the pictures they've taken and where they've been taken. And I'm going to show you in just a second how you can get consumers to take pictures of cars in your dealership, and they're going to go straight to these maps if you make sure that geotagging with Foursquare is turned on their phone. Photos are the most powerful way to create a social connection. Images are worth 1,000 words, and the iPhone and Android apps are powerful. You can add these filters that make each photo unique. You can add hashtags for faster searching. You've got that geotagging, and you can sync your Instagram pics with every relevant social network there is. You can share it on Instagram and then just check a box, and boom, you're sharing it on Facebook, Twitter, Flickr, Foursquare, Tumblr. You're emailing it, you're messaging it. Okay, how can you use this in your dealership? Well, we are going to take your happy customers and convert them into dealership evangelists on Instagram and potentially on Pinterest or Facebook if they happen to prefer Pinterest or Facebook. So take your happy customer, get her in her car, ask her if she has the Instagram app on her phone or the Pinterest app, and tell her that you would love to snap a picture of her with her phone and have her post it to her social networks. And a lot of customers will totally get this. You know, if they're already into Instagram, they were probably planning to do this anyway. So you're just making it easier for them. It's also really easy to download the Instagram app and install it on your phone. It takes 2 seconds, not a big deal. You can log in quickly through Facebook. So if the person's excited to try Instagram and they haven't yet, maybe this is the perfect opportunity for them to get started. So you took the pic, what now? Well, make sure that you add these hashtags, and you can do this on the consumer's phone right there, really easy. This is a Toyota dealer, and it's Smith Toyota, and this customer bought a Prius. So the Prius hashtag has been added. You could also add just a pound Toyota hashtag. Geotagging is optional, and we have made sure that it's been turned on. There you can see it right there. And you want to be sure to encourage customers to share the photos across the social media accounts, especially Facebook. For obvious reasons, it's the biggest and most important one. Definitely get Twitter too. And some of these other social networks are still really important. So depending on the consumer, you may also want to get them to go for Flickr or Tumblr or Foursquare. So once they've taken the photo, they come up in the consumer's Instagram gallery. They're searchable if they've been properly tagged. But we really want to get them going on Facebook now. And to get the most out of an image being posted to Facebook, you want to make sure that the customer has liked your dealership and tagged your dealership in her photo. Now, once the consumer has tagged your dealership in the photo, a number of really cool things happen. It shows up in her photo albums right on her Facebook page. It also shows up in your photo albums. It shows up on your timeline in the upper right section, and you can share it at that point, and it'll get seen by everyone who's following you on Facebook. The other amazing thing is that it shows up in the consumer's timeline. It goes through her entire Facebook news feed, and we saw before that pictures get a ton of engagement on Facebook, more than any other thing that you can post. And who's not going to be excited about their friend getting a brand new car and having a cool pic posted, especially if it has some neat Instagram filter on it? So guess what happens? You get tons of people liking and commenting, and this is what we see happening all the time. You got the likes, the comments, you get tons of engagement, and it creates sort of a cycle where you get more and more people liking and commenting. And this actually works really well with the EdgeRank algorithm, because when you have all this social engagement, Facebook thinks that it's highly relevant content, and it serves it up to just about everyone who's liked her page and the dealership page. This is word of mouth marketing on steroids. It's extremely powerful. You've got social endorsement right there, and Facebook actually released a really powerful statistic recently, and it is that a brand message surrounded by social content, such as likes and comments, is 4 times more likely to be remembered by anyone who's seen it. So that is a huge impact. So that's going to bring us to a close for today. I hope you all found that very helpful. And if you'd like more information, you can go ahead and visit our website, digitalairstrike.com. We've got lots of great resources for dealers up there. We've got case studies, we've got videos. You can hear how real dealers are using social logics and reputation logics. For a lot of you, it's probably going to be best to hear it right from other dealers who are like you. I recently put together this video on Van Griffith Kia. They've had amazing results with our social media program. They've increased their internet sales by 20%. It's also just a really great story. It's an outlying Kia dealer in Texas, and their sales had just plateaued. They couldn't seem to get into the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. And then they got into social media and reputation management, and everything changed. We've also got a nice story from a Mitsubishi dealer, and she has customers coming into her store saying that they found her dealership because of the reviews that they saw online. So great stories from some of our happy clients, and they're right there on our website, along with a lot of other great stuff. So go ahead and check that out. And we're going to be doing more and more webinars coming up. We've got stuff on Google Plus next week, and hopefully you are following us on Facebook or on Twitter. We're going to be announcing webinar updates ongoing.